I just realized that I hadn't had the music on this entire time. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Welcome back to the stream. It's been a minute. It's been more than a minute. So, what are we working on? This is weird. This is weird to be working in Photoshop with you guys again. I realize the camera is a little tight on me right now. It's because Shannon is working right next to me. We're gonna try not to yell. I think the mic is working okay. I'm getting used to like a whole new setup. So for anyone who doesn't know, because I've streamed a little bit before this, but not any like regular Photoshop stuff, which is where I get most of my viewers. I moved. Moved from Florida to North Carolina, and I'm in a different space, and that took a lot to set up and figure out. And it's like, I used to have two bright lights, one 6 feet to the right and one 6 feet to the left, and those bright lights don't work in this tiny space. It's just like, it's way too bright. So I have a tiny ring light around my Lumix G7, which is also new. I should be in crystal clear HD, like almost too close to HD. Maybe it's gross. Maybe it's wiggling a little bit too because the camera, because it's so tight on the zoom. It's not always going to be that way. All right. So it kind of looks like I'm peaking a little bit. Let me just adjust the mic just a tad. I'm gonna turn the gain from 7 to 5. Hey Charlie, what's up, man? Good to see you. All right, I think this should be good now. So when we started working on this, it was like 14 months ago, and I was like, the move is treating me well. Thank you. It was like 14 months ago, and when I put the stream down, I was like, I'm gonna need a little bit of time to get fresh eyes on this, and I think we got fresh eyes. I think we're like ready to go. Also 14 months ago, I wasn't as good at coloring as I am now. I don't see a lot in here I want to change, but we are going to work on the background, and we're going to try to finish this thing up. Like, let's get this thing finished up. So let's just like tweak the background a little bit. I assume she's in water, but like I kind of want to do like a sunset vibe. But obviously she's got to pop out more than she is right now. The move is treating me well. So here's a funny thing about moving during our current circumstances with the pandemic happening. You move to a new place and then you just stay in your apartment the whole time. It's not great because like all I want to do is go explore. Like I can go hike, but like I also spent like a solid month unpacking boxes, trying to figure out how we live in. So I haven't really done a whole lot of hiking yet, but done some park walks with the new pupper. She's doing really well. She's recovering from pneumonia, unfortunately. That also set me back. I thought I was going to stream last week. My dog had other ideas. So we're going to do like some sort of sun background. Where are we paying LA prices because we can't go outside? COVID and poor air and fire, you never go out? Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit of a mess. I really want to go out, but like I'm also very worried about how other people are handling the pandemic. Like it's safe to like hike with other people on the trail as long as everyone's wearing masks and everyone's keeping their distance. But the thing is that from my experience in the park, that is not what's happening. Aggressively not what's happening. Yeah, you might as well be in Iowa. Yeah, you're just staying home all day. Uh, I really, really want to do some hiking and stuff, but um, people are so fun. Yes, yes, they are.
Hanging
Um,
tight.
what's that?
Said we're just hanging tight.
Yeah, we're hanging tight, Shannon says. Shannon's apparently going to be popping up here and there on video because we're in a different space, and Shannon also works from home now, so she's like right next to me. Um, so I kind of wanted to do like a she's in water kind of thing. I wonder if we took this and like really like drowned out the bottom. I'm not sure. No, that doesn't look good. We all we all work from home. Yeah. Hurry up and have kids. They can work from home too. No, thank you.
We got a dog for now.
Yeah, we got a dog. My my brother has 4 kids, and they are lovely, but I am sure they are driving him nuts. I'm sure your kids are driving you nuts too, Charlie. I saw you'll trade you my kids for the dog. No, no thank you. We were at the park today walking the dog, and there were a group of kids that were like around their mom, and this woman had like the patience of a saint. They were just just basically a tornado just spinning constantly around her. It was bonkers. And we kept trying to give them space, and they just kept like running up next to us. Oh, we're getting somewhere now with this. Ooh, Nick Flaherty a year ago. He wasn't as brave as we are now. They'll do that all the time. Yeah, all 4 children were talking nonstop the entire time. Kids, listen, children are a blessing, but I like having my sanity. Okay, so we're gonna get in here and start painting, I guess. Hey Hulk Hoquin, what's up? Uh, we're gonna be streaming, by the way. I'm gonna try to stream twice a week. I actually let me hold on. Let me show you real quick too. I've got in my let me show you something real quick. So the 4-pager, the Brothers 4-pager that we were working on. I have the first page we did on stream, started the second page. So that one's like kind of done. Like you can kind of see it. I don't know if I can make it any bigger than this. There you go. It's like kind of done, and then 3 and 4 are like inked but not laid out. So like all the physical drawing is done. I just need to like tighten it up and tighten up the drawings in places, and then add the Flaherty Photoshop charm to it. Photoshop Flaherty is a lot better than pencil inking Flaherty, and so I mean, as you can see from like this versus this, so yeah, we're getting close to finishing this off. And it's funny because in my previous video about Nessa, we were not even close. We were like just starting that 4-pager, so it's taken a year. It's taken a year to get there, but it wasn't. I was still making pages. I was still doing stuff. It took a year to get that time extra to do this stuff. I did a lot of stuff like when I was talking about in the last stream for the Nessa stream is a lot of like art anxiety stuff and priority shifting and things like that. One of your four pages, that sounds normal. Yeah. I was talking about like, adjusting. Do we lock? We're going to lock the transparency there. So that we're not coloring in spaces that we're not supposed to be coloring in. I was talking about like, me kind of adjusting my priorities. And at the time I was like, I'm going to play less games on stream. Little did I know that what I meant to say was we're going to just stream a whole lot less because things are going to get crazy work-wise. However, I'm just putting in some values right now. Fast and loose. Not really paying a whole lot of attention to what we got going on. So in that vein of like, I gotta shift my priorities. I gotta do what I want to do, which is make pages and make stuff, make art. I actually focused during the entire time that I was offline on getting every single piece of like projects that were, anyone who freelances for a long time knows that there are projects that you do want to do, but you've like either overbooked or, it didn't quite fit in the schedule, or like for whatever reason, just like the page didn't get done or whatever. And so I had a couple projects like that, and I just kind of got everything done. Most things are done. I don't know if you guys can hear that train. The train is coming. Hey, Liana, is that how to pronounce your name? Liana? Did I get it right? How's it going? I backed your Kickstarter, by the way. I didn't know you were a Florida person as well. Oh my God, that train they're just laying on that horn. I really hope you guys can hear it so I don't sound like a crazy person.
We had a window open.
It is the first one. Liana. Yes, I got it. Love the train sounds. It's a new feature of the stream. I'm actually broadcasting from inside of a train. Space Coast. Nice. Yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? So I got all the stuff done. And the goal of getting like all the extra work done, all the stuff that I was overbooked, all the stuff that was hanging over my head. You're on mute, but your son says it looks phenomenal. Thank you very much, Ninja. I know you can't hear that I just said thank you, but yes. The train drop. So I got all the stuff done. So now I have time. Like I basically worked on trying to free up time and energy. For son's homework, geez, phone. And I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to like draw some comics and make some pages. And so while I wasn't directly working on that 4-pager or other things, I was working on freeing up time, like making the steps that I needed to get everything done. Making the steps? Wow. I haven't done this in a long time. Guys, bear with me. Bear with me. All right, we got to soften this up because this is kind of like a soft kind of like thing. I don't know. Art germ stuff always looks really soft, so I feel like it looks best that way. So we're gonna try to soften things up, just like a little bit of color, a little bit of softness, We'll take an airbrush to it. I usually make the airbrush a little bigger than what I actually want it to be. I don't know. I've been trying to get better at... This is a weird line right here. Anyway, I've been trying to get better at... It really hasn't seemed that long since I streamed this. Well, there's been no news coming out in the last 14 months. So I can see how it's just been like a chill time for everybody. Just like time goes by and you're just like, yeah, no problem. It might seem fine because you've been in the Discord this whole time. By the way, I run a Discord, and the link is in my info on Twitch. Or if you're watching this on YouTube later, it'll be down below. It's only been like 10 years. Yeah. What's up, boys? Yeah, and I'm in the Discord all the time. So if you ever have a question with making anything, you can always ask me, and I can give you my best opinion about it. I just want to be a resource for people who want to make things, if possible. And I'm in there all the time, like even through all of this that we've had for the last year. I was still in there every day. And I actually fielded a question just the other day about some payment stuff. So, yeah. If there's anything I can help you with as far as making comics and getting comics made, you know, like I'm there. Armpits are weird. Huh? Right? Armpits are weird. I feel like, man, this is way outside my comfort zone, by the way. Usually, artists I work with have, it's like green is what I call, like, you know when you shoot pool, okay, everybody knows this, right? You know when you shoot pool and like you're trying to make a shot, thank you. You're trying to make a shot and it's like a long distance and you say that's a lot of green to cover. Is that a thing? Is that just a thing that like my friends have said and then now I think everybody knows, but it's not? Wow, I don't know, man. Whew, we got to get back into streaming. Basically, nothing I'm saying is making sense. Anyway, this is a lot of green. Oh, thank you for putting the link in the chat, Boix. Appreciate that. It's very Floridian. Well, the friends I'm referring to are Connecticutians, so you guys know that people from Connecticut are called Connecticutians. Nutmeggers, yes. Thank you. Connecticutians and nutmeggers. Okay, mute no more. Welcome, Ninja. Did we do this in RGB, by the way? Yes, we did. Of course we did. Can't get these colors in CMYK. So I've been using like this toothy brush, which I love, but man, is it hard to get like decent blended, like it's a little on the rough side for that kind of thing. Maybe I should, and we don't want to make her look, she's not white. Nessa is not white. Do I typically work in RGB? No. I usually work in RGB only if I'm like, if I know it's not going to get printed somewhere. Otherwise, let's color dodge. Let's get a little nuts. There we go. What happened there, Photoshop? You guys, I just checked the other screen to see if you guys could see that. Okay, Photoshop, whatever. No, I usually work in CMYK because here's the thing. everybody's got their preferences. Photoshop, please. Everyone's got their preferences, RGB, CMYK, whatever. But you're not going to get access to like a different orange in CMYK. Like once it hits print, your masks have been bugging lately. Weird. Usually, okay, so I find with Photoshop that I can get a good solid like year out of Photoshop, and then at that point I have to completely uninstall it and then reinstall everything. So maybe I'm just approaching that time. I find that if you stack too many, it's the same with Wacom. If you stack too many of like Wacom stuff and Photoshop stuff all together, updates on updates on updates, then like eventually you hit this point where it's just like, oh, nothing works now. You get like little problems every once in a while, little problems every once in a while, little problems and then you're like, oh, now we have big problems. Yeah, so maybe I'm approaching that. Let's try to make this blue pop a little more. It's a little subdued, which is fine. We could even, I wonder if we should even make it not blue. Make it like a yellow to like pop with the sun. But I do want to make it look like she's, this is why you never update. You just lock it down. Clip Studio, is that Clip Studio Pro CSP? Yeah. Well, I'm an elderly gentleman at this point in the game. I'm in my late 30s, and I ain't got time to learn what the kids are learning. I'm like set in my ways. I do want to like start to experiment, especially as I'm like getting into doing more drawing. Oh yeah, no problem. I retweeted it too, right? I tweeted it out there that I backed it. I try to tweet that what like all the stuff that I back. Try to get as many eyeballs on it as possible because I know making comics is hard. You gotta fight your way through. Thanks for coming to the stream. It's a good one. I'm excited about it. You have to look. Twitter's been a storm recently. Huh? Really? Oh, thank you for the follow. Twitter's, there's been stuff going on Twitter? Huh. Weird. I can't imagine what everybody's occupied with on Twitter. That's a weird thing. God. I'm trying to like, I don't know, man. This year has been so rough on mental health and like focus. Anyway, what was I saying? I was talking about how this is a lot of green. So like this is a perfect example of like, so I'm like kind of working on the hair. I'm working like top down, left to right. I don't know why. There's probably a better way to do this, but like Stanley left so much room for the colorist here that basically you can't gesture it in. Just keep swimming. Yeah. You can't like gesture it in. Like you gotta like really do some like tight mark making. That's what I'm trying to focus on right now. I'm kind of just going all over the place on this, huh? Just bouncing around. I've also been coloring a lot of Batman today, so a little bit fried. I usually streamed around 3 o'clock, and I was like sipping on a coffee and like still wide awake. And then now I feel like, oh, I could just play Fire Emblem instead of doing this. I've been enjoying Fire Emblem, by the way. I have picked the Golden Deer as my house. I have no regrets. They are the meme lords. I did not know they were the meme lords, but they were the house with the least amount of nobles in them. So I was like, power to the common people. Fear the deer, exactly. Isn't that a sports thing? This is like too purple, isn't it? It's got to be too purple. Like, it's like neon. Like, her hair's supposed to be like black, right? I'm doing this wrong. Definitely doing this wrong. We're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with it, and then we're going to fix it in post. We're gonna select all the hair, all that. We're gonna do it wrong all the way through, and then we're gonna fix it at the end. Man, color dodge really just like cranks the saturation to 11, huh? Really just leaning into that RGB. So it's a spooky month right now, and I was thinking, because I didn't get to do this last October and I wanted to, about playing some Resident Evil 2 on stream. I know that the remake came out forever ago and probably nobody cares about it anymore, but I care about it and I didn't get to play it yet, so I might play some Resident Evil on stream. Quick question: if you can anybody be scared to death? We're gonna find out when I play some Resident Evil. I like. You still want to play it too? Thank you for the follow, River Dragon. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm not gonna make it. Here's the thing, like, in theory, I think I like Resident Evil. However, it's only scary if you have a natural fear of death. Here, okay, so like, I like Resident Evil in theory, in that, like, I've played through 4 and really enjoyed it, 5 and thought it was kind of meh, and then I didn't play it, and then I collected all the other ones but never played any of them because I was like, tank controls, no thank you, I'll just buy it and never play it, which I don't know if that's the right thing to do. But it speaks to how I was buying games at the time. Man, this is a mess. This is just, we need to like consolidate some of this mark making into like less stuff going on. This is a lot. This is a lot. We're gonna consolidate it. You know what? Welcome to the stream. I know what I'm doing. I swear. You really don't think this one is too jumpy? Yeah, right. Yeah, it looked like a very chill time. This Resident Evil. But like I feel like because I had control over the characters in 4 and 5, like I didn't really like they don't feel like quote unquote real Resident Evils. Like I should have just toughed out the tank controls and like played and enjoyed them. But now they made this remake that does not have tank controls. What is happening? Okay, hold on. Let me think about where the hair is actually moving. Because this is like a weird. Because it's like swooping in this way. And it's like getting tied back into this. But this set is like moving this way. I think. I think this is what's going on. The remake, not the original. Although we could play the original. I I just feel like if I play the original, especially on stream, um, that it's just going to be me like not understanding the tank controls for like an hour and a half. The other thing is too is that like the game is long, right? Like I'm trying to not play long games on my streams anymore. Cuz like I don't have the follow through to play a game on stream all the way to the end. The original's a bit gory but not scary at all. Yeah. Um yeah, I mean I'd agree with that. I don't think that the original would scare me, especially now because the everything is so dated as far as the graphics go. Um, but I also don't think I could figure out the tank controls. It's pretty short. Oh, it's like maybe 9 hours. Yeah, we could try it actually. That might be all right. Um, get that done in like maybe 3 streams for the month of October, perhaps. Longer if you do both. Yeah, we probably will not do both. If I know anything about the way I play games now, it's one and done. I will play through it and then look up the other endings on YouTube. That's the real pro gamer move. I don't know if it's just because I've gotten older, but like I do not mess around with like multiple playthroughs anymore. I'm just like, well, we're done. There are differences between A and B. Oh no! Don't do this to me. You know what I really wanted to play, but I don't have the setup for it yet because of the move and everything. All of my retro stuff is in another room. Is I kind of wanted to play Maximo on stream. That's a PS2 game that's like centered around ghosts and goblins. And I hear it's like it's really really good. Like rooms open for specific characters, different items, different layouts. Huh. Interesting. What are we looking at for like saturation here? Crazy saturated? Yeah, all right. So I kind of wanted to everyone's playing some new horror game now. What's everyone playing? Can't remember the name. The other game that I really wanted to play on stream, but I think I'm going to be terrible at. There's like so. Have a great night. Off to feed the kids. Yeah. is more involved than feeding your dog. Strong disagree. My dog is a pain in the ass about eating. I know that, usually people who don't have dogs don't want to hear dog stories, and even some people with dogs don't want to hear dog stories. But we're going to talk about phantasmophobia. Huh. We're going to talk about dogs for a second. My dog is just a pain in the ass about trying to get her to eat. Like, she just, if you take the kibble and put it in a bowl and give it to her, she's like, forget it. So you are up for the trade? No, not up for the trade. She's like, yeah, forget it. And then if you take that same kibble, if she watches you take the kibble out of the bowl, right? And then you're like, hey, do some tricks for these kibbles. She's like, yeah. And she's like, let's do it. So then she eats the kibble right up. So what is normally just like with any normal dog, you put the bowl down and you walk away, turns into like the Kelly show. Like, it just turns into like her being like, I'm going to show you all the tricks I can do. And that's the only way that I'm going to eat. And it's a shit show. It's like, great, Kelly, I got to get these corrections done on a time-sensitive, like, DC thing. Can you just eat? And she's like, nope. Instead, you're going to watch me lay down for, like 8 times in a row. Yeah, what a goofball. It's just, she's came down with, shit. What does she have? Pneumonia. Mm-hmm. She came down with pneumonia, and the vet is like, okay, give her these pills, but give them 2 hours after she eats. And instead, and like that becomes like kind of a big deal because she doesn't necessarily eat all her food at once. She like picks at it through the day. She's just a goofball. Just a real weirdo. So anyway, that's what's going on with her. She just wants your attention and wants to like, she's like, she's a working dog. She like wants to earn it, which I get.
She a sweetheart.
She is a sweetheart.
A stubborn sweetheart.
A stubborn sweetheart. She has started to do a thing. I just thought of this. She started to do a thing where if somebody gives her attention on the walk, but they're not petting her, she just lets out basically the loudest bark that she's capable of, and it scares the shit out of people. It does not get them to come to her. They run away from her, and she has not figured that out. that does not work. She's a good girl, but she's quirky. Anyway, the other game that I was talking about that I feel like I'd be just screaming pet me at people is a Sweet Home, the NES game that inspired Resident Evil. I really want to play that, but it's also like it comes from the NES line of like game design, so there's a lot of like you can potentially like lock yourself out of an ending. Like, you can play through the game and get to the end and be like, oh, I can't beat this because this character died that I need. Stuff like that. And I've fired it up and I've like tried it a couple times and it's a really neat game. But there's a thing that I do where like, if I feel like there's a failure outcome in a game, it'll, petrify me. Sweet Home is neat but very clunky. Yeah, I mean it's like, it's NES built, like it's of the time. By the way, speaking of old games, I really feel like at any point the market's going to drop out of the NES. Like a lot of those games are really starting. Like they held on for a long time, but I really feel like they're starting to show their age. Um, and I think that kids who are now 20 um, grew up with like the Xbox 360 and they do not give a crap about the NES. So I'm kind of waiting for the market to drop out of the NES to get some of my favorites that are a little more expensive. We'll see. I can wait. People are starting to realize emulation's easier too. Yeah, for sure. Um, Video game collecting is weird. Hey, side note, video game collecting is very weird. I recently, I did this move and I moved all of my shit. And it made me not want to have this much shit. Like I I have like most of my collection in boxes right now because I got my PS2 to run off its hard drive, and I got my GameCube. I got an optical drive emulator. I picked up all this stuff, and then I realized I wasn't using my discs at all. And then I was just like, well, I'll just keep them boxed, I guess. And we're gonna see if I end up selling them or not. But like, I don't know. It gives me complicated feelings whenever I see like somebody who has like a huge video game collection now, because so many of these games are bad. I also recently tried replaying Mass Effect 1, which I haven't touched in like I don't know how long, not since it came out, and I remember loving that game, like just absolutely enthralled by it, and I had all these great memories of it. Started playing it, and I was like, "Oh, this is bad. This is like unplayably bad." But at the time, it was revolutionary. I feel like sometimes there are games that fit into this like moment really well, and this is true of anything that anybody makes. Like, there's stuff that like works in the moment, and then you get beyond the moment and you're like, well, this had its time. Like, I feel like early 2000s for comics, like indie comics were making a lot of like biography comics. James Kolchaka comes to mind, and um, Craig Thompson with Blankets. And I feel like at the time I really loved Blankets, and I do not want to read Blankets again because I'm afraid that I'm going to read it and be like, oh, this is awful. Like I feel like it at the age that I was and at the time that it came out, it was like, we're bringing ska back. No. It's of a time, boys. We can't bring ska back. I'm sorry. But yeah, I really feel like there's certainly games and books and media that like speak to a moment, and like once that moment is past, it is not worth holding on to. It's like you actually don't want to revisit it. This elbow's weird, huh? Elbows, what are they good for? Not a lot, I can tell you that. I think we might just like brown out this whole arm, just chuck it in shadow. It's like near the sun. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know what? I'm the one driving this train. I say what we're doing, and we're just gonna knock this whole thing back. don't know if this was a mistake or not. I really wanted to get this done in one stream, but I think there's going to be so much like fine painting that it's gonna be two. I don't know if I have the emotional bandwidth to keep doing this until like 9:30. I mean, maybe I do. I don't know. Man, in the first part of this, 14 months ago, I was talking about all these heady concepts of like, you know, our anxiety and stuff. And while I am feeling a very generalized anxiety these days, I'm not really feeling any art anxiety. Like, I'm like kind of excited about everything that I'm making. So I'm trying to ride that high. Especially, I feel like once the move was done, I feel like a lot of everybody's anxiety is heightened right now, but I feel like a lot of I was having anxiety about like moving during COVID as well as everything else. And I was just like a wreck. And Shane and I were both a wreck, and it was tough to be around us. we were kind of just stressed out all the time. I'm laughing about it now, but at the time I was just like, ugh, let's just get this move over with. But thankfully we are done with that now. I don't know what these shines are here. What is this for? What are you doing? Oh, there's a line there. Maybe just 50. We could actually maybe just cool it down. No, that's not working. There's lines here because this is the underside of the arm, which is connecting to this muscle, which is the shoulder. And I apparently was too lazy to figure that out at the time that I did these. 14-month-old Nickfil is killing me. That dude is killing me. He's really got to get it together. I'd like to think that I've gotten a little better in the 14 months too. Hopefully this will be, all of this art will be nice and smooth, and it'll look very nice. Past Nick has no idea what he's doing. Yeah, tell me about it. That guy. Whew, what a joker. What a midnight toker. I don't know. I keep pulling this red from her other arm, because I think that is a good red to have. All right. By the way, I was recently on a podcast. I know I mentioned it before when I did the other stream, but if you weren't watching, if you were waiting for Photoshop stuff, you might not know. I was on the Draw Drinkin', that's with no I, Drinkin' with no I. Hey, Forgotten Magnetic Snake. I will never forget you. Don't worry. Twitch and its efficiency with notification. Sorry, man. I put it up on Twitter, and I put it up on in my Discord. So I'm trying to be good about this. Trying to help Twitch out. We're going to like. Thanks, man. I'm trying to notify you and trying to do good work. Okay. We're getting there. I think we're mostly done from the shoulders up. Like I said, I'm going to tweak the hair a little bit once we get a little further into the mix. This is a little red. That's a little purple. There's no rhyme or reason to this, but I think we're gonna desaturate a little bit because her hair's supposed to be black, with like a blue streak in it. So we're gonna just desaturate it a little. We'll see. So I updated. Not only did I update the border around me, but also since I'm in a new spot, I don't really have any space for a green screen. So I think all my green screen shenanigans are temporarily on hold, which is kind of a bummer. But it is what it is. Can't change it. I'm locked to the space. You're watching things on. Yeah. Oh, it's all right, man. Uh, we're just warming up the hair back there. Just getting the hair nice and warm. Because that's a thing that happens with people is they warm up their hair. All right. So yeah, no more green screen shenanigans for now. Um, all right, I'm gonna fold this grad in. I think I'm gonna. I can't fold this grad in. The grad at the bottom pulls focus. So, okay, let's talk about this grad on the bottom. Just real quick. I did this earlier in the stream. It's just a dark blue pulled from the bottom to the top. Or it's bottom to like here-ish. The reason that I did this is because you're going to want your like highest values, the values that are furthest away from each other, like your lightest lights and your darkest darks. You want them close together where you want focus. And then as you get away from that focus, you want those values, which are like here. Try to look at the camera. Try like here, furthest away. When you get away from your area of focus, you want to get them closer and closer and closer and closer together. So by pulling this grad, not only did I darken the bottom of it, which makes this the lightest part of the image, her face, but I also unified those values. And like I took like what like this is a very high and this is like a dark, like, and I've taken it and like, gotten them a lot closer together. Like if you look at my color picker over here, it's this blue and purple right here, this blue and this purple. These guys are real close together. Look at this. These three colors, real close together in value. These three colors, real close together in value. But without the grad, we're bouncing. Look at that. Look at how much we're bouncing around on that color picker. Like we're all over the place. And so because of that, this is competing with this. So we're gonna not compete with it. It's a non-compete. And so because of that too, I don't think we need to do a whole lot of work down here. Like I think that down here, we can kind of like do things with just like some simple grad work. Because I don't think that we need to be too dramatic, you know? Like, it just needs to be readable. And then as we get further up her body, like closer to the face, then we can do a little more work. So the hips are kind of weird because this part should be higher than all the other hip stuff. So like, okay, non-compete class, yeah. So what do I mean by higher? I mean like not that they should be physically higher, but that they should be like that. Like a woman's body is like shaped like an hourglass kind of, and that bottom part that goes like this, like if you're looking at the, okay, we can just, you know what, why don't I, instead of using my hands, like just like this, you know, like we're looking at legs and then like rib cage, woman's body, right? So, and then like belly buttons here. So, like, these hips are going to get hit by light in this image. Like, the light is hitting her neck and her arms here, and then it's going down. And as it goes down, it'll actually, like, start to fade into darkness, but then light back up as these hips are, like, further away from her body, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So we're gonna light them up a little bit. Maybe not as lit up as we currently are doing, but we can always just fade it back. We can light this a little bit more. And then it'll fade here. So we're going to take this selection. And like this will be, obviously this is a very like sexy piece. I'm going to stop doing that. So like, you know, we want to accentuate the hips. I mean, yeah, you know what? I'm going to never do that again. And that's for you, viewer. That's at no cost. I don't know if streaming is helping or hurting my career. I'm going to add some shines onto this. Mistakes were made. So one of the things with gold, by the way, with just yellow in general, is it very easily turns green in Photoshop. But I kind of like that because we're doing like a water thing, so I'm going to leave it. We should... There are no mistakes, just happy accidents. Man, we should do a Bob Ross paint along one of these days on stream. Wait, we're doing this wrong. It's the bounce light is coming from up, so we gotta go. We gotta pull the grad down. And then try to get her rib cage out. Like that. And then just kind of fade this. we should do a Bob Ross paint along stream with like a digital paint versus oil. I'm sure it's going to be like a total disaster because he does things like he'll put a couple colors down and then he'll just scrape across, and like that's stuff that I never do in Photoshop. So I'm sure that it will be a complete disaster. Well, let's select her chest. I have actually been wanting to do some traditional work. Maybe we should do a Bob Ross paint along where I actually do a paint along. The problem is that I don't know. A Disney artist did that kind of a year or two back. Oh, how'd it go? I bet the Disney artist was better than I was. It would not surprise me. Those people are very talented. Was very fun. Nice. Let's figure out these folds. These folds are terrible. So did good like yours will be, hopefully. Man, all right, let's figure out this whole shirt situation. So, okay, we have this like weird competing shape in here for the fold. It's either going to be up like this and then cut in like that. I think this is where we want to be. It needs to have like a decent. She's shaking it out. My girl is shaking it out. What is it, girl? What? Who come up here? Hi. You want to get on stream? I don't know if I can lift you. I can't lift you, girl. She's interested. She's like, I want to be on stream. I think I want to be on stream. So like now we're making this like, oh man, tell me, some wife. Boobies are the worst and the best because of their shape. So like, okay, let's talk about like cloth folds for a second. This is kind of a disaster, and the reason is because I don't know how this fold works. Cloth folds usually in like let's like a pair of pants, right? As they get down to the cuff, you're like mostly straight. Here's the knee, whatever. The knee might pull it a little bit like that, but they usually go kind of like this. Like there's like a zigzag to them as like the fabric kind of like bunches up. So it creates this kind of like Z shape to it. This like right here. And that's kind of what most like folds look like, unless they're being pulled on by something. And this is like a weird shape for a fold. And I think that because it's like weird and I'm struggling to figure it out, I think maybe it's just best if we just straight up ignore it. This is like, it's kind of a not a very satisfying answer to like figure this out, but a lot of times with this stuff, it's like, you know, I could nail the fold, right? I could spend 20 minutes like figuring out this fold, Or we could just move on because nobody's going to be looking at the fold. You know? I feel like this whole shirt kind of like got away from me. But like let's think about boobs for a little bit. Let's just, guys and girls, let's just slow down and think about boobs. I think this is the direction we're going. We're just like, I think we got the initial shape wrong, and that's what's screwing me up. Perfection is the enemy of finished? Yeah, for real. All right, I think this looks actually a lot better than what it did before. Yeah, I think Nick Filardi, who did this, who did these original cuts and lines, we're going to clean this up just a little bit. I think maybe that guy's an idiot, and we should never listen to him. I think that's the rule that I'm figuring out right now. Man, painting is time consuming. This is something that I'm learning. I've done a lot of I've been working on Batman lately. I've been working on some Gotham Knights like short stories, and Nightwing as well. Like, I'm getting a lot less pages done in Nightwing because I am painting like a hell of a lot more. I'm painting in like facial features and stuff like that. And what's happened is that stuff takes a while. And I keep being like, you know, I'm used to getting 4 pages done a day, and now I'm getting 3 pages done a day. And I'm like, what's happening? Where's my time going? And it's just getting dumped into like figuring out like this stuff, you know? Apartment invasion? Where? She's fine. Somebody was saying that my apartment's getting invaded.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. We have to fight for the homeland. All right. I think we're close to done. Oh, we gotta fix the hip. The hip's it's a little loud. This is usually how I soften things up, is like I make something pretty loud like this, and then I just take a soft brush and just put a slight fade over the whole thing. Just like lightly touching the tablet here, like barely touching, just like trying to get the values to fade in a little bit more. So like I'll pick a mid-tone like this and just kind of like just fade it. Take like a darker tone right here. Looking good. I'm very happy with this. I wonder if we could... What brush am I using? This weird color brush. I wonder if I could... we're gonna kind of like fix this thing. This is way sloppy. It's better. I don't know if that's not sloppy, but it's better. All right, we're getting there. Okay, let's add some fun stuff. First, let's kind of tone down her hair just a little bit. We're gonna I don't even know if we can really use the wand because we didn't back up any of the flats. You know what? Could we? Huh. Hold up. Is this gonna work? Duplicate. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna drop back to the regular one. We're gonna copy this. We're gonna paste it over here. Yes. Excellent. Save changes. No. Excellent. Okay. So I just went back in time basically and took this like flatted state. We're gonna select all the hair this way. There we go. Because I didn't save the flats before. We are going to make these like bluer and a little more desaturated because they're supposed to be like black hair. Maybe even take this and put it through like that. That looks fine. All right. So let's do some fun stuff. We're going to take the entirety of this weird sun that we have behind her and we are going to flare it. Let's select everything. Feather it like 40 pixels. Take like a red. Set it to screen. And just kind of like flare all the edges. Normal 50%. Let's do 100. You know what if we do color dodge? Is that gonna look crazy? Maybe. But maybe crazy delicious. We're really leaning into RGB, by the way. A lot of these values will not print well. Just want to make that abundantly clear. Okay, so I'm loving this, right? We have to... another thing that we're going to do is... So, this strand of hair... My dog is very into what we got going on over here. Hi, girl. Hi. You want to lay in your bed? Go on. She wants the attention. So this strand of hair, this arm, and this strand of hair are all towards the camera, and her face and shoulder here are kind of away from the camera. So we're going to see if we can like accentuate that a little bit. And actually, we could probably push back this strand of hair on the left side too. We're gonna see if we can kind of push all of that back. We're gonna do another layer, color dodge, and we are going to select everything except for the hand and the hair. We might have to select this hair, but I'm not sure yet. So let's do it. We're trying to, what I'm trying to do with this is basically create some depth where there isn't a whole lot. I've been doing this a lot lately, and I feel like it's been making me a better colorist in general, like trying to find these moments and instances. Yeah, pretty much. Human pet me, give me attention. Yeah. She's a needy girl. She's a good girl. Where I'm trying to find like okay, that's too much, but that looks pretty good. Maybe an orange instead. Trying to get that sun glow. So now, like, you can see this looks flat right here. Like her we'll zoom in. Her face and arm, like, they have a lot of the same values, like right next to each other. Like, we can click this and you can see the color picker like will be kind of in the same range. Like, it bounces around a little bit, but it's like kind of in the same range. Here, we can turn this off, but we can't right now. Like, this stuff is like we're like here in the color picker, and once we turn this on, oh, that's old art. Now we are like this color is a lot different than this color. We're getting like further. We're making the color picker like bounce around a lot more. We could even I was trying to see if I can get this selection working, but we might need to hand select it. We could even take like a yellow, and since we know that this is what we're doing, kind of like also warm it up in here. Maybe yellow doesn't really work. Orange. Something like that. Maybe. Let's like kind of go in and modify it a little bit by hand. I faded a little bit here. Let's push back the other lock of hair back here too. Man, I kind of want to like just colorize like all of the line art too, but like I don't think that's like incredibly time consuming, and I don't know if that's necessarily where we want to be. In a time consuming thing that we're not getting paid for. I don't know if that's where we want to be emotionally. All right. So if we use that orange, it turns green, which is not necessarily where we want to be. We'll use the red. Yeah, the red pushes back pretty well. Oh man, we're getting in there. I want to add a little bit of flicker to the eyes over the line art. Just so they got like a little bit of life to them. I don't know if we're gonna keep this underglow. Maybe we just do it better. Maybe we'll just do it better. Does that make her look dead? We don't want that. Not really. Nessa's looking good. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. I'm going to add a little grad here. We are going to get done in one session. If we can ever put this grad in. So let's try one more thing. I'm kind of like looking from a distance. You're so used to watching art streamers that take a week or two on a piece. Yeah, comics won't let you do that. It just won't happen. We did this in 2 sessions. We did what we did was this. We did this in 1 session. And then now we kind of like figured out the rest of it in the 2nd session. The reason that I'm used to working so fast, like there's a lot of stuff that we could tool around on this, like the stomach, the pants, like we could like get in here and like render every fine piece of hair. Like we could like really take our time with it if we wanted to. That we could do that and take like, you know, a month on it. And full on, it'll be like, you know, full on digital painting. But usually with comics, like you kind of want to be in and out. Like you like I said before, like I do 3 to 4 pages a day. Pages, like not single images, pages. So like I have to be able to like hit that deadline and like get it done. And because of that, like speed is a thing. And I'm sure there's stuff in here that I would look at that I'd be like, oh well, we could tweak this or we could change it. Your workflow is different in the result. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that, Magnetic Snake. Let's just look at the levels just a little bit. We could see if we could punch it up just a bit. Since this is RGB, I don't have any problem with like stuff that's not printable. And like it looks a little dark on my screen, and the reason for that is because my screen is built for print, which prints a little darker. But I'm trying to look over there and make sure that it looks good on like my other computer monitor. I think it does. We could bump the saturation just a little bit too. Whew. Are we cooking with gas? I think we're cooking with gas. I think this looks good. There's a couple things that are standing out to me. One of the things that I notice about myself is that if I am left too long in a piece like we are working on this, that I will start to lose the forest for the trees, and I'll look at this and I'll be like, it's good, but then like, you know, I'll tweak the levels and then I'll tweak the saturation and I'll be like, oh, that's a lot better. You know, like, oh, I got there eventually. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that we want to do to this. I think this might be it. It's on a like screen built for print. You're the only comic colorist amongst your friends, and they're amazed at your speed. Yeah, yeah. Well, like, you got to get shit done. Like, a lot of times, with some books, I'm given like a couple days to turn around a cover, or a day to turn around a cover. Sometimes I'm given, a week to turn around a book, and you just got to get shit done. Like, you're in the workflow. I'm trying to make sure that this is what I want. I wonder if we... Alright. I'm going to, off stream, look for something. I'm trying to look for like water ripples, water texture, and see if I can drop it in on the bottom, and see if that will look good. I have no idea if this is going to look good. We're gonna find out. Oh, for a second I thought that was a I thought that was a watermark on the water markings. I think this might be overdoing it. So I added a mask. We're just gonna fade it. Maybe not. Maybe not overdoing it. Maybe it's fine. It's a kind of a lot. It's admittedly kind of a lot. There's a lot going on here. But maybe it's fine. Maybe it works. I don't know. I think it works. I think I'm calling this piece done. Calling it done. Oh. Too much Nick filling the screen. Art back seating. A little more subtle. You think so? A little more subtle than it is right now? Like that? That's like real subtle. But maybe real subtle is fine. Maybe it's fine. There's all this like weird edges around here. It's because this we screwed up something along the way. I'm not gonna bother to fix that stuff. You know what I might do though is take the line art and maybe work on some of these lines a little. I don't know if this is going to make a difference or not, because we've like blasted this thing out with like color dodging all the like grads and stuff on the layers above the layer we're working on now. But I was thinking about like maybe colorizing the edges of the line art here. There it is. Where'd my stylus go? Something like that. But this might be, we might be like too deep in the weeds, like working on something like this. It might be, like I think if we weren't working in RGB and we weren't like color dodging this thing, are you gonna post this on Instagram? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I post everything that we do on here onto Instagram, and I'll put it on Twitter too. And that way you can see it not filtered through Twitch and everything too. Okay, so like, I did this piece by Robert Wilson IV. Hold on one second. I just dropped my pen. Professional. So my buddy Robert inked this Wildcats piece. I just want to bring it up because it's kind of similar. Twitch. On stream work. Just like dropping the mic, yeah. Yeah. Here it is. It's very similar to what we're working on, but kind of not. Here it is. And I believe I worked CMYK with this. Did I? I didn't. I guess I just didn't push the values. But what I was doing was like, in here, I was colorizing the line art for the hair because it was like in the sun, and it was kind of like, I don't know, sun-kissed, if you will. And I was thinking about doing that in here, but I think we just blew this sucker out with like I don't think that this makes that much of a difference. Like this versus this. I don't think we need it. I think it's fine. I think I'm going to call it. What I'm doing is basically triple guessing everything in my own head. I think that's what's happening. I think I might fade that a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. We want it to be a little less bombastic, a little less overwhelming. All right, let's sign it. All right. Thanks, Barbusco Studios. Barbusco. I got there eventually. Appreciate it, man. I hope your coloring goes well. Yeah, I'm gonna call it right here. If you want to check this piece out, I'm gonna be posting it on my Instagram, which is right above me, right up there. I'm going to we're gonna do some more coloring work on stream. We're gonna be doing some more line work on stream. I think the next stream where I'm working on my own line art is going to be me trying to basically figure out how to letter for the first time. I've never done lettering before. I'm not going to do it the way you're thinking that I'm going to do it. It's going to be either I'm going to, at the end of that stream, I'm either going to be the most brilliant person ever who is using all parts of the buffalo to make like good lettering, or it's going to be a total disaster. And then I'm going to be like, you know what we should do is hire a letterer. So one of those things is going to happen at the end of that stream. But and I don't know if we're going to do that next stream or not. We might start a new piece for color as well on that for the next stream. I don't know. I grabbed a bunch of stuff for the stream. When quarantine started happening, a lot of people did you were shamefully not following me on Instagram. You got to follow me on Instagram. Check out all the stuff. A lot of people were releasing quarantine coloring books. So I grabbed like a bunch of stuff. Give me 1 second. I'll show you. I keep switching over because I don't want you to see my my secrets, my deep secrets. So yeah, I don't want you to see anything that's not announced. So like I grabbed some stuff. Like here's a Michael Evan-Oming one. Here's a Mike Allred thing. This looks intense to do. There's also been some colorist jams that I've missed because I've been so busy with everything. Tom Fowler. This is Ben Caldwell. I kind of want to work on this because it's so loose and wild. Uh, this was a colorist jam. This was a colorist jam that is flatted and ready to go that I haven't worked on. Um, what else in here was? This is a Gabriel Ba piece. This is like all Dark Horse characters, I believe. Oh no, it's all Umbrella. Is it all Umbrella? I think so. Um, yeah, so I have stuff to work on, is what I'm saying, and we'll pick something. There was something. Oh, this was going to be a colors jam as well. Um, I mean, yeah, 5 is there, so it's probably Umbrella. I couldn't tell if it was. I recognized 5, and then I couldn't tell if it was 5 with like Hellboy in the background. It's all Dark Horse, or if it was just the people. I grabbed this from Becky Cloonan. I'm dying to color this one. Um, yeah, so we'll figure it out. Here's a Annie McDonald Wolverine that I want to work on. We just did a book called Rogue Planet. I don't know. This is all coming down the pike. All this stuff is on deck. So we got a bunch of stuff to work on. So I'm excited about that. And we're going to get to it next stream. I'm going to try to stream on Thursday after 7 p.m. Eastern. Watch for it. Until then, everyone, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Keep making comics.